It's time.
Good evening, everybody, humans, aliens, whatever you might identify as. Welcome to Leave It to Lauretta. I am your host, Lauretta Nakwacha. I'm so grateful that you've joined me tonight. Today, as I'm sure many of you who are actually watching this live, I'm sure you realize that today is September 11th. It is indeed the 18th anniversary of what is, I'd say, probably undoubtedly the worst terrorist attack on American soil. I'm sure you've heard much about it all day. I don't want to compound that, but I do want to make sure that we pay, significant homage to those people that did lose their lives on September 11th. 18 years ago. We have nearly 3,000 first responders who lost their lives that day. And obviously subsequently since then, thousands who have lost their lives as a result of the air they breathed that day when they selflessly decided to go towards danger and help strangers and take them to safety. So I want to make sure that everyone kind of at least recognizes, we know that it was an atrocity. We know, we've seen the images. We know that it was one of the worst things to happen in this country. I myself was not even in New York at the time. I had never even traveled to America at that point. And in fact, at the time when it did happen, because I was in England, I was in London, and in London we are 5 hours ahead of New York time. So I was in rehearsals for a play, and it was coming to lunch break, and I turned my phone on, my very old cell phone, and there was a message from my boyfriend saying, "The Twin Towers have been attacked." And I didn't really quite understand I just understood something had been attacked. I didn't know what the Twin Towers were. I was not really familiar with all the buildings in New York. I knew the Empire State Building, and that was probably it. So it was lunchtime, so we all went next door to a pub, because that's what we do in Britain. We like going to a pub. So we went to a pub for lunch, and they had the TVs on. And to see this was absolutely mind-blowing. I can't even begin to imagine what it must have been like for any of you that are New Yorkers that were around at the time and just getting on with your regular daily lives that morning, to then hear this news or to see this happening. It's absolutely incredible to me that we do have people that will give their lives selflessly in honor to actually help someone they don't know. So all of those men and women that ran towards the buildings, that ran towards the danger to help people that they didn't know, it's a selfless sacrifice that I can't even begin to comprehend. And we have to remember to always be grateful to people like that, because there are people like that. Because right now there's so much negativity, there's so much like destruction that's happening, whether it be human-made or whether it be just Earth in general. We have to remember that there are good people out there. There are first responders. There are people that don't even have that title. There are people that are just the regular Joe Schmo or whatever on the street that is willing to help their fellow neighbor, people in the office next to them, people that you've seen the images. I'm not going to compound it, like I said before. But we have to remind ourselves that amongst all of the evil and all of the negativity, that there is good. There are people that are put on this earth with that sort of selfless nature, and they have clearly an enormous bright light for someone to even go into any of these sort of armed forces or the police force or the firefighters, anything like that, you know that you're potentially putting yourself in the line of danger. And I salute you. I know it's something that I could never do. And there are many people that know that, yeah, that would not be the life for me. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you that gave your lives. Thank you to all of you that lost people as a result of what happened on 9/11. It's never going to be easy. It's never going to be a painless experience for you, and you suffer the pain year round. You know, the rest of us, we have one day a year when it's like, oh, you know, we're going to remember 9/11. But those of you that are survivors, you will have that pain probably for the rest of your lives. But along with that pain, you have to realize that there are so many angels that were put on this earth to help those of us that are not brave enough to give our lives for someone else. So I wanted to just make sure that you know that we're all grateful. If it's possible, and I know that not everyone can do this, but if it's possible, use something like 9/11 as impetus to be of service to someone else, to be of service to a neighbor, to be of service to a stranger. Whether it be as simple as helping your neighbor out with, I don't know, we're going to soon have leaves falling off the trees out here in New York, or snow or whatever, helping them, you know, sort of get rid of all of that. Or maybe a firefighter that you see, or a cop that you see, getting them a cup of coffee or whatever, and just saying thank you. Or donating time, donating money maybe to a homeless shelter, to like something like Feeding America. Or, as we know, we've just had Bahamas. If it's possible for you to spare a couple of pennies, whatever it is that you can do, to just kind of be of some sort of service to someone you know, someone you don't know. A little bit goes a long, long way. And without people like that, the rest of us are lost. We really are. So thank you, thank you, thank you again. Literally, this episode I'm calling, you know, here's to you, because I don't know, there's nothing else that I can give apart from try and recognize that I am blessed, like many of us are. If you're watching tonight, or if you're going to watch this later on, you are blessed to be alive and to be breathing. And many of those people affected by that particular atrocity and many other atrocities across the world, because it keeps happening, certain things keep happening. But for this particular day, there are people that don't have that luxury of waking up each morning and being grateful for being alive. So as much as we have so much drama, so much negativity that's going on in our personal lives maybe, or just in the world in general, please, please, please use this day as a reminder that we are lucky, we are blessed, there are angels walking on the earth, as well as wherever else that you believe that they are. And we should try and use it as an opportunity to make ourselves better people for our families, but better people for strangers as well. So, here's to you. Thank you. Go and grab a drink. Not too much drinking tonight, because, you know, we want to just salute. We want to salute those of us that have been helped in any sort of way by the kindness of strangers. That is a line in some play, and I can't think of it now. But go and grab a drink and just kind of join us tonight. My guest is someone who is a giver, like really, and he has a fantastic story, fantastic life story, which I hope that he'll have the patience one day to write in a book. So I hope that you stick around and get to meet him. Here's to you, people. I think we're going to go and take a commercial break. and we'll see you when we get back.
You got the light in you. You got the light in you. No.
The British smash The Full Monty is coming to the Argyle Theatre. Visit the box office at argyletheatre.com or call us 844-631-5483. The Full Monty? Drop everything.
This is real now, and we begin to let go of the way it feels now. Magic into motion, unwavering devotion.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, humans, aliens, whatever you might be, I know what I am, and it's not a human. No, that's not true. My guest tonight is definitely someone who has a story. His name is, okay, let me make sure I pronounce this surname correctly. David Agsterribe.
David Agsterribe, but close enough.
Listen, my name's Nkwatcha, so you can imagine that a lot of people.
We'll chalk it up to the accent.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, it was the accent. That's what did it. Okay, anyway, this is, of course, I'm hoping you've grabbed your glass of wine or whatever it's going to be. I don't have bubbles today. I just have red wine or something that looks like red wine. So this is indeed, you know that the best time is wine time. I'm going to say, just like comics, you know, there's never a bad time to drink. You might choose your beverage differently, but we have a drink, and I'd like to first toast to you. We definitely have to have eye contact, and I like it. He's already having eye contact, which is good.
That's only because I don't want to look at myself on the TV.
Okay, really? Okay, I'll look at you instead. But I'm telling you now, the eye contact thing is specifically so that you don't have 7 years of bad sex. Cheers.
Cheers.
So tell them, David, tell them who you are and what you do.
So my name is David, as they obviously already know.
Yes.
I actually do a couple of things. So I'm in the prepaid cellular business, so I do no contract cellular. And with that, of course, accessories and phones and insurance and that kind of stuff, repairs. I also own a credit card processing business. So I enable merchants to accept credit cards.
Okay, so you provide them with the machines that enable us to kind of swipe and swipe and swipe and swipe.
Yeah,
and swipe.
it's not always machines, but yes. I mean, some of them process over the internet, right? Some of them cards not present, it's over the phone.
Okay.
So whatever means it is that they need, we provide to them.
So what made you decide to go, okay, because like this is all about technology and everything, so did you study technology at school or college?
So I was in the cell phone business and I
Yeah.
needed to be able to accept credit cards.
Okay.
And every program that I looked into
Yeah.
was extremely expensive.
Okay.
So basically I became a credit card processor to process for myself so I would save money.
Hold on. So you decided, okay, it's too expensive to do that. I'm going to become my own credit card processor.
Correct.
How?
I researched how to do it and just decided to do it. There's not that many steps involved. I mean, it's a fairly simple process.
Okay, but I'm a technical neophyte. So if anyone is like me and I can barely turn a MacBook on or whatever, so how do you become a credit card?
So all the
processor?
processes already, all the different processes already exist, right?
Okay.
The bank already exists. The underwriter already exists.
Okay.
Right. The equipment manufacturer already exists.
Okay.
All I'm doing is bridging the gap and putting those services together.
Okay.
In a capacity where they all work with each other. from front end to back end.
Yes.
Right.
You see, I'm rubbish even like using my remote control. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't even work.
I just heard your car unlock. Yeah.
No, stop. Did it really? No.
I'm just kidding. She doesn't have a car.
I do.
Somebody's car unlocked.
It drives itself.
That's right.
No, not really. So okay. So, but going from so how did you start then with the whole phone thing? Like, where did you? I want to get into the real history. I want to go deep.
I mean, the history is not that important. I wanted to start a business.
Yeah.
I started a business.
Okay.
I had a choice of several businesses, and that one was the most attractive to me.
Okay.
Both the potential of what kind of money could be made,
Yeah.
and the fact that it's a constantly moving industry that I would have to move with.
True.
Right?
True.
Different technologies come out, different phones come out, different carriers, different plans, and it's constantly evolving. And requires educating yourself on it and keeping
Yes.
up with it and stuff.
I mean, we're talking about now the new iPhone, what, 13 or
The
35?
the iPhone 11 actually was just announced today.
There you go. And apparently the 3 cameras, something or another, and it's slow-mo video, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know, what is the...
Yeah, it grinds coffee both fine and coarse.
Right,
And,
drives your car for you.
yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I want to get it. But before we go to that part of your life, how did you come out of college and decide, oh, I want to get into cell phones?
No, so I'm a vet. I served in the military.
Okay.
Won't get into military history. Let's just say I served in the military.
How many years?
6 years total.
Okay.
U.S. Army. Proud of my military service. When I got out, I needed something to do. And I dabbled here and there in little things that were short-lived. You know, businesses that lasted for a month or were never really successful or were pipe dreams or whatever. It turned out I'm really good at the cellular business. You know, it turned out my numbers are good, my activation. Carriers judge you by the amount of activations you do every month.
Okay.
So you have to have a certain amount or they don't let you do activations.
So you carry all sorts of phones, all sorts of mobile phones,
So
right?
I am a track phone dealer, so I'm not paid for that plug, so I'm a track
okay.
phone dealer.
Okay.
Track phone owns 8 different brands.
Okay.
And those brands are, track phone's what's called an MVNO, a mobile virtual network operator.
Okay.
Right? In the US there's only 4 mobile operators: Sprint, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile.
Yes.
So everybody else has to rent space on those networks. The people that rent the space are called MVNOs. So like, best well-known one is Boost.
Yes. Boost Mobile.
Boost
Heard of
is
that?
a Sprint MVNO. So Boost doesn't own towers, they don't own customer service, they don't
Yes.
own any type of equipment. All they do is pay Sprint to use their network.
Okay.
And because they buy minutes in bulk,
Right.
in advance,
Yeah.
they can discount it to the customer cheaper than Sprint can. So that's
see.
Track Phone's business model.
Okay.
They're an MVNO. They have a solution on every carrier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They buy minutes in bulk in advance, lots of them, and because of that, they can put together plans that are cheaper than the actual 4 carriers.
Okay. All right. So, in doing this, and this is a passion for you, would you say?
No, it pays the bills.
Oh, okay. So hold on. So, for
A
instance,
passion for me would be painting or something like that, and I don't paint
why not?
because I'm bad at it.
It doesn't matter. The passion is a passion.
That was just an example.
Okay. So, what is your passion?
I don't know, puppies. I don't know. I don't have a passion. Speaking
don't?
of puppies, I almost walked out here with one. I was over there. I went through 3 boxes of tissues.
You did?
Listening to your opening monologue, and I almost came out here with a puppy and a unicorn to like level everything out.
Stop right now. We have to recognize what like, for instance, okay, the whole, I love the idea, the whole like being of service to someone. So you were in the military for 6 years.
Correct.
I love the idea of even just everyday people, and I know we're not going to show the picture now because I completely skipped past it because I was, talking about this. But there's a young boy in South Carolina who he'd been saving money with his family, was saving in his piggy bank to go to Disney to have his 7th birthday there. Instead of that, with the outcome of Hurricane Dorian, he then basically broke into his piggy bank, went and bought 100 hot dogs, or his family helped him buy 100 hot dogs, chips, water, whatever else, said prayers, and was handing out free hot dogs to people, to refugees, to people that were evacuated from Bahamas coming through South Carolina looking for refuge.
See, little things like that are what mean the most, right? Heroes come in big and small.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You know, we tend to think, this is going back to the conversation you and I had, right? We tend to think heroes wear capes and have superpowers, right? Heroes come in big and small, right? So that kid is a hero, right? The person who goes up to an EMT in a Starbucks and buys them a cup of coffee to make their day better is a hero. And those are the things that it upsets me that people don't recognize, right? You know, I try to stay off of Facebook because it aggravates me, right? Everyone has an opinion, right? Of course. The people who voice the opinions the most are people who are not EMTs, not first responders, not paramedics, not fire department, not police, never served a day in their life in the military, but they all have an opinion, right? And I just think you could be a spectator or you could be a participant. And people choose the spectating route just aggravates me to no end.
So what would you say is a participant? And I know we've had this conversation, but tell me so that my viewers can...
So you know, and I know I'm going to open up a can of worms here, not being politically correct.
Listen, darling, it's about speaking your truth.
It saddens me what's happening with our kids and the train of thought right now, right? This snowflake world that I'm living in, the fact that everybody's easily offended by everything, right? You know, you can't boo the other team at a baseball game now because you may hurt their feelings, and you know, even if the kid's bad at sports,
they get a
he
trophy.
Gets to play. He gets a trophy instead of being honest with them and telling them, you know what, you're horrible at this.
No, I think
because life doesn't do that. Life doesn't hand you a trophy.
Exactly. I think a lot of people think like you, though.
And you're not. We're not equipping them correctly.
Yes.
And I just think, you know, it's the pussification of our youth.
I think you've made up that word. Pussification?
Well, I cleaned up a word I was going to use.
I think I'm going to write that down. Pussification.
If you use it, I get a quarter each time.
Oh, damn it. Okay, go on.
I give bulk discounts.
You do? Okay, good.
So, but I really think, you know, I really think that hurts them in the long run. It doesn't help them.
I agree.
And, you know, I'm also a firm believer, you know, there are countries in the world where military service is mandatory. Right? You turn 18, you go into the military, you pay your dues. You pay your dues for using the roads and the programs the government has for you and breathing the air and doing this and that. You pay your dues by going into the military. And I really think the U.S. should enact that. I really think every person when they turn the age of 18 should have to go into the military, mandatory. And I think people would have a lot more respect, not only for their country, but for each other if they did that.
It's interesting because I think a lot of people do have the same view as well, and the people that choose, regardless of whether it's a mandatory thing or not, the people that do choose, people like you that do choose that path, knowing fully well, I mean, when you joined the military, you knew that you were potentially going to be in the path of danger.
Correct. Right?
But what spurred you along? Was it that just like, oh, I'm doing this for my country, I'm doing this because I owe it to...
You know, I think it was a combination of two things, if I'm going to be honest about it. Being young and not knowing any better, right? Being naive enough to not realize the potential of things that can happen. But then I also think once you realize those things, you realize that there's a bigger picture, right? You realize that the individual themselves isn't what's important. Survival of the species is what's important. Right? So I'm not a religious guy. I don't subscribe to any organized religion. Right? My religion is nature. Right? Nature's never wrong. Hasn't been. It's been around before we came along. It'll be around long after we're gone.
Willing, God willing. I'm going to say God willing. I know you don't believe, but God willing. Yes, if we don't destroy it.
And if you look to nature, well, I don't think, I won't get into that, but I don't think there's anything we can do to destroy it either. I mean,
really?
You know what kind of catastrophes the world's been through before us?
You know what? Yes, you know what it does?
It constantly adapts.
Yes, that's right.
So we won't destroy it. We may change it.
Yes, and we may disappear as a species.
And I think part of the arrogance of man is us believing that we're important enough that we can manipulate it.
Okay.
We're not that important.
Okay.
And I think that's just our arrogance that leads us to believe that. But we're passing through. And
Wow.
it'll be here long after
We're gone.
this show's a memory.
Okay.
You know?
This show will go on forever and ever. What are you talking about? Anyway, go on.
So I think what I'm saying by that, though, is if you look to nature for your answers, right? Nature doesn't care about the individual species of any animal.
Yeah.
It cares about the survival of the whole herd.
Right.
And we don't, right? We care about the survival of the individual.
Yes, of ourselves.
And that's to our detriment, I think.
And the thing is as well, and listen, my family are Nigerian, so growing up, I didn't grow up in Africa, but I spent a lot of time there. And the whole thing about, for instance, raising children, it's a village that raises a child, like literally though. It's not down to just like the little core of the family, whatever. It's like everyone participates. So you're not ever, I can't find a babysitter, whatever. No. The compound, everyone is there raising everyone's children. Do you know what I mean? It's not you are a unit as a humanity.
Have you ever driven through College Point?
No.
College Point is one of the cleanest places you'll ever drive to.
Where is that?
Queens.
Okay.
Okay. And do you know why it's so? Do you know why it's so clean?
Why?
So it's got all these rows of houses with stoops in the front.
Okay.
And if you drive by any morning, you see an old lady on the stoop cleaning.
Wow.
And every old lady keeps
Yes.
her own stoop clean.
Okay.
And because her own stoop is clean,
Yes.
all of them are clean.
Oh.
Nobody wants to clean their own house,
Wow.
right? Everybody wants to clean their neighbor's house.
Oh.
Take out their neighbor's trash. If you take out your own trash
Yes.
and keep your stoop clean,
Yes.
the entire neighborhood is clean.
Interesting. Does that really work though? Because there are some neighborhoods where it doesn't matter. People listen. I saw on the news today somewhere in Portchester there was a house there that had like all sorts of rodents in there, and they were like, someone got bitten by whatever that was living in there, and the people did not want to clean up their crap. Like, sorry, am I allowed to say crap? Don't fire me for saying crap. I said it again. Anyway, but do you know what I mean? Some people don't care.
Howard Stern just called you.
Did he? Howard, come on the show. Let's talk. Let's talk about your new book. But do you know what I mean? There are some people that are just like, it doesn't matter.
You do know that was an analogy, right? I didn't necessarily mean they were keeping their neighborhood.
No, but literally. Oh goodness me! We do have to go, but we are going to come back and continue talking about this because literally the analogy, or the reality of it, people are very insular when it comes to care or concern. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
All right. I'm not sure. We'll go to commercial break and we'll verify that.
You got the light in you. You got the light in you.
The sun is getting warmer, but when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border. But when we're floating up like helium,
The British smash The Full Monty is coming to the Argyle Theatre. Visit the box office at argyletheatre.com or call us 844-631-5483. The Full Monty? Drop everything.
Spark up ambition, no more wishing this is real now. And we be damned to let go of the way it feels now. Magic into motion, unwavering devotion.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
Welcome back, darlings. I am still here with my guest, David.
You know what? Can I lodge a complaint about something?
No. No, HR is closed. HR is closed. But you can write that on a note and you can post it in the phone lines. I want to just acknowledge some of our viewers tonight. Let me just say hello to LaBelle. How are you, beautiful darling? Brenda, thank you so much for tuning in. Damien, how are you? Damien is a very famous actor, by the way, in Los Angeles. I'm trying to get him to come on the show. He's too bloody busy flying all over the world working, but I managed to bribe him to watch the show. Not really. So thank you for watching, Damien. Linda, mwah, mwah, que linda, mermaid. How are you, beautiful? Oh, Leo and the whole contracting office at Hank Lane Music. How are you guys? I know you guys work late sometimes, so I'm glad that you're doing lots of work by tuning in and watching me. Joanna, how are you, darling? How are you? Nicole, all of you guys. Olivia, how are you? Oh, someone likes your word pussification. I think we're going to be using that in something. Sarbelia, how are you? Mwah. I know I haven't seen you for ages. How are you, darling? I am still here. Trust me. The gym will see me again at some point. I have no idea when. All I know is for the moment, while I'm wearing outfits like this, it's all right. You can't see what's going on underneath, right? Thank you again, Lord and Taylor. And of course, I mean, I will stand up and show you, but you might not be able to see very well the detail on this. But this is the work of the dearly departed, amazing Karl Lagerfeld, whom, listen, if anyone knows what Karl Lagerfeld did in his life as a designer, he was phenomenal and just fabulous. And so thank you for this. I might be leaving the country with this. You won't see it again. I'm kidding. I'm bringing it back soon. Anyway, thank you so much. Listen, Ashley, feel better soon. She's my lady at Lord and Taylor and she's wonderful. Thank you. You have phenomenal taste. Anyway, so I'm going to go to the next section here. We have a segment that we are calling Hone In on Phones. Do you remember when phones used to ring like that?
Did you create that artwork?
I did. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm a technical neophyte, but I am learning. My creative director is on my butt. Like, listen, you've got to learn how to do this and you got to learn. I'm like, no, but it's hard. But you know what's fantastic? This has been a great learning experience for me. Now, you know, for those of you that knew, I've got 2 young children, I've got a busy social life, and I'm a singer. I'm like out there, you know, trying to make that money. Although not like that. Isn't that on the pole? Darling, if I could do it on the pole, I would. But, you know, so it's hard to kind of sort of maneuver babies. They're all back at school now, and it's like, oh, they're on school buses, which is like a new phenomenon for me because we never did school buses in England. We got on regular buses. So it's like it's a thing. You know, you've got kids. It's just the whole balancing act. But I'm trying to learn what I can. So since you are in the cellular phone business. Yes. I want to talk about phones and how they all got started. Do we know the history of phones? Okay, I want to show you the first phone that was ever invented. Let's see if we have a picture of that. And then, can you tell me who invented phones back like 200 years ago? Do you know?
Was it T.E.?
I don't even know who's T.E.
Thomas Edison.
No. Alexander Graham Bell.
I thought he invented the graham cracker.
Oh, well, he might have done that as well. While he was doing the phone, he's like, listen, I need something to munch on. Let me see. What can I whip up here? And he did it. He might have done that. But Alexander Graham Bell, like literally 200 years ago. So this first phone is called the Centennial model. I don't know why it's called Centennial, but it's an interesting design, wouldn't you say?
I would, yes.
Okay, good. And then by the early 1900s, we had lots of changes in the designs, okay? They kind of became a little bit more ornate, a little bit more sexy, I'd say. You know what I mean? Like just kind of, well, that's not sexy. That kind of looks like a face.
It does.
Have you seen a phone like that in real life?
No.
Okay, yeah, me neither. So that was a little bit not so sexy, but then they kind of evolved to something that I think, yeah, like this. Now, can you imagine having something? No, maybe not. I can imagine having something like this on my dressing table in my house, you know, in my dressing room. Just like very, very beautiful, just very elegant.
Call the butler to have him bring you breakfast.
Hello, exactly, exactly. Now, no, but we had the one before it was like a funny face. Now, these were called like an oil can type of phone. Now, do you remember the first phone that you owned?
I do.
It didn't look like that, right?
No, it was a Motorola Teletac. It was a flip phone.
You had the flip phones?
Yeah.
Oh.
With an antenna you had to pull up.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so then that means that you did not have, okay, in 1973, when the first mobile phones were invented, these phones, do you remember seeing any of these like in the movies? Like, okay, do you remember those?
Wall Street.
Yes! Sorry, I shouted, sorry. But that's exactly the first time I saw a phone like this. I was like, oh my gosh, these were what they look like. And it was like, oh, only people in America have phones like that because I'd never seen one in real life. Those big, they were called brick phones. I mean, that was kind of like the nickname for them. You didn't own one of those?
I did not.
Were you too young at that point?
1972, I would have been 4.
Oh, all right. So I guess you didn't. No. Your parents didn't own one? They weren't like, oh, somebody give me the phone. Hey, hi, Aunt Sue, how you doing?
I had the most uncool parents in the world.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, are they still alive?
No.
Okay, well, God rest their souls. He meant that he had the most loving parents in the world. Yeah, my parents didn't have mobile phones either. I had like a Dan call. I think that was my first phone. I don't even think it came to America. It was called a Dan call. Don't ask me who knows. Anyway, we know that mobile phones have evolved. So we've seen obviously the flip phones like one that you had. My Dan call was not a flip phone. It was just like a rubbish whatever. Okay. So after 2000, because phones became a lot more cheaper and a lot more sleeker and a lot more accessible, a lot more people had them. So I'm guessing that there probably weren't many phone stores like yours, like this telecommunication type of stores.
Right.
So people had to go directly to like a Verizon or wherever else, right, to go and get their phones.
Right.
Okay, so then we come up to the phones that we have now. So we have like the iPhone. So when was the iPhone invented? Do you know? Did you ever own an iPhone?
Yesterday? Yeah, I have one.
You do?
Sure.
Okay, so the first one was like 2007, which is actually not that long ago. But kind of is, considering how many incarnations of the iPhone have we had now?
Right.
What are we about to?
Well, the 11 was just announced.
Okay, so that iPhone phone, the first one was in 2007. Okay, so they're coming out what, every year or something? No, my math is clearly not very good either.
Now they are more or
every
less.
year, right?
Sure.
So do you get rid of your previous phone when you know, because you own a store? So do you really?
Well, I kind of have to.
Because you have to be up on the
Sure.
newest and latest whatever.
Sure.
What's your favorite?
Honestly, I'm not an iPhone fan. I have an iPhone because the whole family does.
Okay.
And I want to be able to use iMessage and FaceTime and all of that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, anyone in the IT world will tell you Android is the way to go, not
Really?
an iPhone. Sure.
Okay, but do they know about the future of mobile phones? Because they're thinking that the future of mobile phones are going to look a little bit like these things. LG are going to be releasing things like that. What do you think?
I don't think those will ever come out.
Why? Tell me why. I don't think anyone thought that flat screen TVs would come out. I mean, you know, when we were
have
watching
flat-screen
Dr.
TVs.
Spock and whatever else, you know, I mean, they're all laughing at me. But you know what? They know what I say is true. When you had the big box TVs that were like this big, could you ever imagine there'd be like a flat thing that looked like a mirror on your wall and that was your TV? No. And here it is. Here it is. Here it is. What took us so long? That's my Broadway version of the Shalimar song, by the way. So Shalimar, do not sue me. So what did you think of all that?
You know, I see pictures of stuff that are coming out all the time, and a lot of them are artist renditions, a lot of them are wishful thinking.
Yeah, but you know what? You did watch Star Trek, right? Remember when we are on whatever.
It's a very good William Shatner imitation.
Thank you. I studied him for years. So, is it really
You
unrealistic?
guys at home can't see this, but there's about 90 people in the audience, and they just keep egging her on. There's like 90 people here.
No.
We're trying to fight them all back.
Mr.
I'm just upset because they told me I was going on Conan O'Brien. I'm calling my agent.
He's coming in next.
The minute I get home, I'm calling my
He's
agent.
coming on next. This is his studio. He's coming on next. I love Conan. He's so tall. Right?
I've never stood next to him. I don't know.
Well, I'll stop my conversation then. I won't go any further. I'll leave that for my memoirs. Anyway. I'm sorry. I'll stop now. I'm not going to get any more. Anyway, so, okay, you have an iPhone.
Yes.
And you don't like it, but you want an Android.
Correct.
So, what do you sell in your store?
Everything.
What's the most popular? What's the biggest seller?
Right now, actually, the iPhone 10 is my best seller.
So the current one, right?
No.
Oh, bollocks. Which
No,
one?
3 models back, the iPhone 10.
Hot, is that like mine?
So after the 10, they came out with the 10R, the 10S, and the 10S Max.
Good for them. I don't know what any of those are. What's mine?
No idea. Can't tell by looking at it.
But you can tell it's a sparkly, fabulous thing.
Wonderful.
Do you sell that?
I do.
Do you sell phone cases?
I do.
Oh, do you sell those?
I do.
I need a new one.
Okay.
Okay, I'm coming to your store. Your store is where? Hampton Bays, right? Do anyone in Hampton?
Actually, my new store
Yes.
is on the Shinnecock Indian Reservation
Oh.
in Southampton.
Oh, so hold on. How many stores is that though?
The Hampton Bay store we closed down.
Oh, you did?
We did.
Okay, so you went to a better location.
The whole operation is run out of Southampton now, right at the Indian Reservation, right on Montauk Highway, high traffic area.
Yeah, and they sell cheap gas there.
They don't sell any gas there.
Well, somewhere, some Indian reservation has cheap
Wrong.
gas.
That's the wrong Indian reservation.
Damn it. Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to go and check I need a fact checkup.
However, they
Coming
do
to
have
the
a restaurant there that sells beans, and if you eat enough of the beans, you'll get cheap gas.
Okay, we're going to go to a commercial with that good anecdote. Oh, okay, goodbye.
You got the light in you. You got the light in you.
The British smash The Full Monty is coming to the Argyle Theatre. Visit the box office at argyletheatre.com or call us 844-631-5483. The Full Monty? Drop everything.
Spark up ambition, no more wishing this is real now. And we be damned to let go of the way it feels now. Magic into motion, unwavering devotion.
Some more wisdom. This is so enlightening, isn't it, Laura?
It is.
Okay, what about hip hop? Old school versus new school. Because you know, her generation, they think they know stuff, but they
Y'all
don't know.
don't know nothing about hip hop.
Tell them about the struggle.
Don't know. You don't know Biz Markie and the Shirley Arena. You got what I need. You don't know Run DMC and Beastie Boys in Madison Square Garden.
No, what?
You don't know. You don't know. Putting your radio, your box, up against the speaker and hitting play and record at the same time. You got a tape with commercials and hip hop.
Okay, we're just talking tattoos because they're rather addictive. But anyway, listen, before we continue, I want to say hello to some more friends, if that's okay.
Sure.
Thank you all for watching. You know you are watching Leave It to Lauretta. I am your host, Lauretta Nakwacha. This is my wonderful guest tonight, David. Yeah, right? You could spell that. Tara, hello. Thank you for watching. Gary, thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, indeed. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Oh, Rudy. Oh, Jean, how are you? Hello, neighbor. Hello, Jeannie. I'm sorry, I just realized who it is. Hi, darling. Oh, baby's asleep, right? Okay, good. So listen, guys, you keep seeing the commercials, and I talked about them last week, and we had a fabulous guest last week from the Argyle Theatre talking about the Full Monty, which indeed opens tomorrow night, Thursday, the 12th of September. So I'm going, obviously, because I really want to go. But I also have 2 tickets for anyone. Oh, it might be a bit late to call in now, but maybe you want to comment and let me know why you should have these 2 free tickets that I have for opening night of the Full Monty at the Argyle Theatre in Babylon Village. You know it's going to be a fabulous show. And they said last week, guys, don't feel intimidated. You should come along too. It's a lot of fun. There are characters you're going to identify with, blah, blah, blah. It's not all about the men looking really hot and horny, taking off their clothes and throwing their underwear in the women's faces.
Wow, I think I want to go.
So if it's not all about that, then you guys should come along as well. And in fact, anyone should come along, because you know what? It's not only girls that like that, right? So whoever you are, if you want to come along, let me know why you should have the tickets. If you want to call in, you can still call in. The number is 516-945-9099. I will learn that by heart. I will at some point in my life. 516-945-9099. Either call in or comment, and you know what? I will let you know if you've won the tickets, okay? They're free.
Now, can they make up reasons? Or do they have to be truthful?
They can be creative. I'm happy for them to be creative.
So you're willing to let somebody lie to get tickets?
I'm willing to let you lie or be truthful, whatever. It's just be exciting.
See, I think you should go with the most creative one then.
Oh, okay, there you go. He has set the new rule.
The most off-the-wall creative reason gets the tickets.
You hear that? The most creative, off-the-wall reason gets the 2 free tickets to see the Full Monty at the Argyle Theatre tomorrow night, September the 12th, at the Argyle Theatre, 7:30 p.m. Come. It's going to be fun.
That's the same theater, by the way, where they make the sweaters and the socks.
Oh,
just so you know.
They do? Which sweaters and which socks?
Argyle.
Oh, I think that joke might have gone over my big hair. Literally, I think I saw it going right behind. I'm going to ask you in the break what the bloody hell that meant. So listen, I have like 20 seconds left, not really, but there is a segment I have, and it's called Wedding of the Week, and I want to make sure that I kind of highlight the fact that we are still in Fashion Week. So let's take a look at Wedding of the Week. Now that was literally me at one of last week's weddings. Then the photographer took a picture of me. I was like, no! And then they made it into a Bitmoji. So in honor of Fashion Week, I would like to highlight, and we know Fashion Week. Do you know what Fashion Week is?
Of course. Look, I'm wearing. Come on.
You're wearing clothes, exactly.
Dollar store. I mean, you can't beat Dollars Unlimited.
Listen, it's not about how much you spend. It's about how you put it together.
Sure.
My thing is about it can be from Charlotte Russe to Chanel, and I am very, 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 very much a fan of Chanel, but also Charlotte Russe, which I don't even know if it exists anymore because I feel like a whole bunch of them closed down. But I'm about mixing and matching. You know, it could be Karl Lagerfeld, and it could be, I don't know, Justice. I do shop at Justice. I'll tell you why. If your feet can fit into their shoes, you're paying like half the price. My daughter doesn't like it, but I don't care. So I would like you to look.
That should be their tagline. My daughter doesn't like it, but I don't care.
But she might not like it as she gets a bit older. She might be like,
it's a great commercial.
My mother is my worst enemy. Oh my God. No, that's not true. My daughter's 9. She loves me. She loves me. So I want to look at some fashion, okay, in honor of Fashion Week.
Sure.
Some wedding fashion. So let's take a look at the first wedding dress. This is a wedding dress made of balloons.
Okay.
What do you think?
Did she get drunk and make animals later on?
No, I don't. Well, maybe, because listen, a lot of these brides, we talked about this, I think, my
Save
first
money
or
on
second episode.
entertainment. You don't have to hire anybody.
Well, no, but it must have taken someone a lot of time and energy to blow up all those balloons and to make it in that design. That's an art form.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Would you approve of your wife wearing that? If you had to redo your vows, if she wanted to wear that, would you allow her?
As long as I could pop them all afterwards.
Oh, that could be fun. Oh, that could be fun and erotic. Just don't pop her nipples. Next dress, let's take a look. Let's see what we have. Now, this is many feet long. Can you see? So you see the bride and the groom right in the front there. You see how many people are holding that train. Can you see how long that train is? That train is longer than a Long Island Railroad train. It's a long one.
It's probably more reliable than a Long Island.
Oh, I don't know. They've got some new trains coming out that they're launching soon. But what do you think about that? If you've got the space, right? Can you imagine having a train that long?
I need to see the closet you hang that in.
Darling, I don't think that gets hung up. I'm not going to speculate as to what they do with it, but anyway. Let's see the next dress. Oh, look at that. With the wings. If I had the wings of a dove. Would you, listen, if your wife wanted to wear that for a renewal of vows, would you like that?
I would let her wear whatever she wanted to wear.
Oh, so you wouldn't laugh if she came out with wings?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Why don't I believe you?
Not in front of her anyway.
Oh, okay. Behind the wings you'll laugh. Okay, let's look at the next dress. Oh, okay. So, this is a wedding dress made of a wedding cake. So you can literally eat her. Someone has their jaw wide open. Okay. Someone's asking why. Listen, you killed two birds with one stone? I don't know. The cake is the dress. Come people, come and eat me. That gives a whole new meaning to okay, no, I'm not gonna go there. What do you think of that? Do you like cake?
I like cake.
Do you like cake on your wife?
I've never had cake on my wife.
That dress will give you the opportunity.
It would.
How many years have you been married?
15.
15. Okay, when's your anniversary?
Is this a test? Did she call you and put you up to this?
No.
May 11th.
May 11th. Okay, so you just had one. So you have one coming up. My anniversary is coming up this Friday. 12 years, babies. 12 years. I might be hiring that. That might be the dress I'm going to wear.
And by the way, just in case it is a test,
yes.
Her birthday is January 14th.
Oh, bravo to you. But when's your birthday?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be funny? Okay, I think we might have one more dress. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I don't remember. No more dresses. Okay, so the cake dress was really the highlight. If you don't want to wear it, I would love to wear it. And this is an example of the fact that fashion is clearly an individual thing, and not everyone will understand it. But of course, if it's your wedding, you can wear what the heck you want. Right? People will just come up to you and say, oh, that looks so beautiful. But of course, behind your back, they'll be saying, what the is she wearing? Regardless. When did you get married? 15 years ago. Where did you get married?
Where?
Yeah. Because I do a lot of weddings. So were you on Long Island? Were you in the city? Were you in another country?
So my wife and I are actually domestic partners. We're not actually we're not actually husband and wife.
But you wear a ring.
I do, and so does she, because for all practical purposes, you don't need a piece of paper to say you're married.
So tell me how the both of you decided
Marriage is a state of mind.
I hear you. I do have a piece of paper, but that's just me and many other people, but many other people think like you.
And by the way, as you know, I recently had stitches in my finger.
Yes.
My whole hand blew up and I couldn't wear this ring.
Okay.
I was very upset about that. The minute it would fit back on, I made sure that I put it back on.
Okay, so rewind, and while we have a little bit of time, can you tell us why you had stitches in your finger?
Really? It's not an exciting story.
It doesn't have to be. It just has to be real.
So I lock my keys in my cash register.
Okay.
And on the bottom of the register, there's an emergency release.
Yeah.
If you press the emergency release, the register opens.
Okay.
What I didn't realize is it's manufactured so if somebody steals it and hits that emergency release, a guillotine goes like this. So rather than hit the emergency release with a screwdriver or a pencil or something that would have been smart to hit it with, I hit it with my finger and ended up with stitches all along the side. Told you it wasn't an exciting story.
It's a painful story.
It was.
I'm sorry. How did you manage to get into your cash register? Or
Incidentally, I got the keys.
You did? Oh, good. Well, listen, you achieved your goal,
Sure.
so that's all that matters. But okay, so tell me why and how you and your domestic partner decided to not walk down the aisle and not have her wear a cake dress. Why did you decide to just do like rings, exchanging of rings?
Well, I mean, again, marriage is a state of mind, right? We agree that we're married. We introduce each other as husband and wife.
You do?
So, like, you know, we don't need a priest or a rabbi or an imam or whoever to say you're married, because
you know,
we are.
I know that a lot of women, I mean, you know, I do a lot of weddings, so I know that a lot of women grow up dreaming of that big day of wearing that dress, and that's the best day of your life. It wasn't mine. It wasn't ever a dream of mine. My dream was, being married, but not that day. Because that one day is one day out of your life. You know what I mean? So did you not grow up thinking,
No, and I don't think she did either. I mean,
Okay.
I won the relationship lottery, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if she would say the same thing.
No, but that's so beautiful.
I won the relationship lottery,
Yeah.
and I think just the fact that I found the love of my life is what matters.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if we ever officially get married.
Right.
It doesn't matter any of that. I mean, we are. We play house. We pay bills together.
Yeah, you're a partnership. That's what a
Sure.
marriage is.
Sure.
High five to that.
All right.
Yeah, fabulous. I know you don't give me. I'm sorry, you took the stitches out today. How long before it heals?
I don't know. I got them out this morning. It's fine. It's healed.
Okay, all right. I hope it heals really quickly. Don't do anything else with that finger. Use the other ones. All right, we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll see you when we get back.
You gotta end, not a commercial.
No bollocks. When is the end? Oh yeah, we're gonna come back for one.
You got the light in you. You got the light in you. You got the light in you. No one can take it from you. You got the light in you. You gonna shine on through. You got the light. You got the light. You got the light, light, light. Eyes wide like a newborn. No fear unless we learn. Hard times are virtue. They make.
I talked the whole 55 minutes away. Thank you guys. Literally, continue to be a light. Remember to appreciate what we have, what we all have. Be a light, be of service to others, and come back next week. Like and share and dance like no one cares.